Dragon Squad. Copyright YouTube strike.
Oh my god. Please.
You were gonna do that!
You are all welcome.
I can't believe you.
Nothing is more instant serotonin than doing a bit than having everyone immediate break out in laughter.
Oh my god. I haven't even introduced ourselves, and we're already laughing.
Good. It means I'm doing my job right. Now quiet down. Quiet down, children. It's me.
Excuse you.
I am the dungeon master of dungeons. Or if you were trying to make a pun like I was when I was doing my username, a Dungeon, like Pokemon, because it's me, Toonkind's local bootleg Sableye audiovisual. It's a fucking peanut gallery over here. We are doing another Dragon Squad game. Actual probably permanent name pending because half of the squad doesn't know anything about dragons ever. And thus cannot technically name themselves the Dragon Squad. That is not our problem though. Because I am Calicos of the Rising Sun. And the rest of my party is starting from the very top.
Hello. I am Heartless, and today I will be playing Cyrille the Fortuneteller.
Yo, I'm Sotoro. And today I'm playing Diana.
Hello. I am Mira, and I will be playing Riku. Not Kingdom Hearts.
Riku, not Kingdom Hearts.
Not Kingdom Hearts. Very specific there.
Yes.
So this is our second episode, and chronologically, it's been about 2 days since the events of the first episode. And during this point in time, you guys have essentially been hired by Calcos. And they have been working to repair the shrine that you guys saw at the end of the first episode, where it initially at first looked like this, with lots of broken wood and torn fabric, and not included in the picture, a lot of Calcos' shit that Voss stole. And it's been a couple of days, and Khal has been working on cleaning it up. I know outside of the episode, you guys have all mentioned helping. And while Khal has been very appreciative, it looks obviously more like this, where everything that is broken is gone, and there is sort of like plastic sheeting or a bed sheet or something like that over the broken part of the window, so it doesn't snow into the house. And you guys have essentially been staying in this really nice, really weird place. Can I get a general vibe check for everyone involved? How
what
are
do you mean
guys
by vibe?
doing?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, what have you guys been doing the last couple of days?
So, well, probably everyone would have noticed that Cyrille tends to get up at the crack of dawn. So he's tends to be the first one up if nobody else is getting up at the crack of dawn. And he's also been cooking meals, whether you guys like it or not. You're gonna eat food. Don't ask me how, but the food actually turns out good most of the time.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes.
Diana, what's your last couple of days been? What's your fun dad fact?
Well, in comparison to Cyrille, who is a morning person, Diana's more of a night owl. I'll be real, and does not like waking up so early in the morning. I'll be honest with you there, Chief. But they have been oh.
Sorry, that was just me rolling to see if Riku is
Yep.
A morning person or not.
It's a 19.
He can get up in the morning.
Yeah. Diana has been mostly like wandering around, like taking a good glance at the place, like getting her bearings around and see how things are and how they work. And oh gosh, this is just a new place, and they're kind of just here now instead of wherever they were before. And
you like to
just
know.
And occasionally they're just like trying to figure out how things work, especially the name of things. Some things they don't know the names of. You don't wonder why. There's absolutely no reason why they don't know the names of things. It's okay. You kind of notice that Diana sometimes is very just curious without really saying much, and just like sometimes just asking what things are, like even some of the basic things, like what their names is, and then just using that. It's a real bilingual mood, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes even describing things as this really straightforward description as a name rather than as what like this like as a description. So sometimes you get real bizarre things.
Could you give us an example, please?
Oh gosh. Like, I did
come
not
up with
prepare that.
something, please.
I
want to know. And then have Cyrille just be like, "You mean this?"
let's just use oh gosh.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I was curious.
You know what? Soto, you take a minute to think. Mira, what has Riku's vibes been the last couple of days?
Kind of in the same line of the first episode. Riku has demonstrated that he likes getting into small spaces that he can get out of, like cabinets or closets, and honestly just squirming under the bed with a pile of blankets as he just kind of hunkers down there. But it's kind of interesting. He doesn't actually like being alone often. So he's either tagging along behind Diana or Cyrille. Cyrille.
The Fortuneteller.
Yeah, like, he's like tagging along with like somebody. And like just that he's also like very hyper and chatty and will like to fill the space of silence if there is silence.
Looks at Diana. I
mean, it's more along the lines of like if Diana's saying something via text box, he's fine. It's just that if there's an awkward pause where nobody is saying something, he gets chatty.
So in the last couple of days, Khal has been very nice and very polite. Has briefly and not super detailedly outlined that most of the locations they're going to be taking you guys to essentially as sort of a security force in the loosest sense, considering, is mostly to the west of the mountains. And before you guys are going to be going anywhere, Khal would like to repair the shrine and rebuild the shrine, which is why you guys are still here and not, off adventuring. Soto, I see you have found an example. Would you like to share with the recording?
Oh, it's just I finally figure one out. They just sometimes they ask where a pillow share is.
A pillow chair.
Just a nod. Just a pillow share. It's just a pillow. It's a pillow share.
Do you mean couch?
Is that what that is? Is that the name of it?
I don't know.
Um, maybe if you could describe to us what it is exactly you're trying to ask for.
Just it's a share-like shape, and it has pillows question mark on
it-
it.
Is it long and the fortune teller's like mimes?
Just nods. Yes.
That's a couch.
Oh.
I would love to know where you guys found a couch. I'm going to be honest. Because in my map that I have given to you, I look at it and I say, where the hell would there be a couch?
I think maybe in the reading nook.
Maybe. It would be buried under a lot of blankets and pillows, though, so good on you for unearthing it.
Riku immediately makes a nest out of the pillows and blankets that were covering covering the couch.
A few notes to get out of the way before I let you guys loose in the house again, like feral children. So, while Khal has been very nice and polite and has essentially said that the whole of the house, as far as you can explore it, and thus the house allows you to explore, you guys have never seen where Khal sleeps. And Khal has occasionally mentioned there being a lower second floor. And so while you guys have a map of presumably the entirety of the first floor, that's two different places of interest for you guys to potentially poke your nose around, to go investigate. But to set our scene, it is probably midday, like it is in real life. Only a few hours.
So it's lunchtime. So that's where Cyrille is. Cyrile's making lunch.
I was gonna say it's probably a few hours earlier, but if you really, in your heart of hearts, want it to be lunch, we can have it be lunchtime. And Khal is where Khal has spent almost most of their time entirely, in the shrine room, cleaning it up and getting it ready to essentially remake the shrine. Where is everyone else, and what are you guys gonna do to force some interaction?
So, well, what kinds of things are there in the kitchen to make lunch with?
Because Khal lives up on a big as fuck all mountain. There's not a ton of non-perishable food. Recently you can presume that Khal went down and picked some up because there was fruit. And Khal did briefly mention going to a place called Timeless Hollow for groceries, basically. Either that, or if Timeless Hollow was unavailable or didn't have what they wanted, going to a place called Yeast. But there's just basically just about any sort of non-perishable you could presumably want or find. And you're also a toon, So Toon logic works heavily in your favor of you go through the kitchen and you find exactly what you want as long as you roll a high enough investigation roll.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll my investigation then. It's a -1, by the way.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's a 12.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, you find the general area of, like, you know, what you want, or, like, close enough. Nothing anything too special, but just a lot of the bog standard stuff. You could definitely make pancakes, at least, you know, that sort of vibe of, like, there's flour and baking soda and just, like, stuff like that for sure. And, like, frozen or slightly thawed meats, you know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And potatoes.
I feel like with that he's probably going to make because this is lunch, he's probably going to cut up some of that frozen meat and make meat and potatoes.
Ah, yes, a peak D&D fantasy meal, meat and potatoes, no other vegetables.
And
Occasionally you
somehow-
get bread and cheese.
and with Cyrille being a Toon, somehow it comes out as a stew.
Hell yeah! Video game cookie logic.
And it comes out a lot faster than one would normally expect.
Video
Oh, yeah,
game cookie
considering
logic.
stew takes 7 hours, it's there's like Cyril's holding the ingredients and he dumps them all into the pot, and then you hear like the cooking jingle, and then you hear like the whistle noise, and then like a burst of sparks, and do-do-do-do. Cyrille has made a hearty stew.
Yep.
Can't believe we're playing Zelda.
Let's see. No. Kiln is not here. Sorry, I had to think for a moment to try to see what Link was backwards.
Kiln. Me excitedly. Oh
Nil.
boy, you guys are gonna be so amused.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Anyways, with that out of the way, Cyrille's going to pour the stew into 1, 2, 3, 4 bowls, and then immediately takes the bowls, balancing them. Somehow, one of them's balanced on his head.
Yeah.
He's going to go try to
God.
find the rest of the team to feed them.
Okay. We'll come back to you in a minute, Cyrille. Diana.
Yo.
The consequences of your choices are coming for you, Cyrille. Diana. Diana
Hi.
and Riku, what are you guys doing?
Oh heck, I forgot I need to roll something real quick. Hold on.
Yep. Both of you have, your characters have conditions. If you have to roll something at the start of a day, roll it now.
Oh!
Oh
That's
no.
a nat one.
Oh, okay.
Diana's having a day. Would you like to describe for the class what this entails?
Rick. Hi. Diana has a condition. In case you haven't seen her reference, and if you do, I should probably pop it in, right? I should probably pop it in, huh? Diana's a little bit glitchy for some bizarre reason, and on some days it's alright. It's fine. I mean, it's just a few glitch thingies and whatever and whatnot. So it's honestly just it's alright. On other days, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad in the way that it's just a lot of glitching, and it's just uncomfortable, and it's really just doesn't feel right. Everything is all over the place, and it's kind of disorienting too. So, she's kind of a bit glitching in and out of the world sometimes. It's fine.
I'm sure it's just the ROM attempting to patch into the emulator. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any consequences for rolling a nat 1, Diana?
Hold on. That was the condition. Where is the conditions? I forgot to pull those out. Hold on, give me a moment. I forgot to pull those out. This
Me
is
points
fine.
at Mira. Do you have anything you should pull up for Riku's condition?
I already have it pulled up and it's in his notes.
Good. I just want to double check.
Like, I really should link it on Diana's notes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come back to Diana. Let me make the bold assumption of Diana's probably sequestered in their room.
Yeah.
Okay. So Riku, I'm gonna guess that with 2 of your normal hanger-ons, being occupado, are you hanging out with Khal then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause Riku is stubborn, and until Khal very firmly tells him to leave, he's gonna try and help cleaning and doing things to help Khal, with their shrine. Cause,
Honestly, I figure considering the fact that all 3 of you have been helping for the last couple of days, it is fairly clean. Probably most of what Khal is doing today is sweeping and scrubbing and patching up the paint where Voss scraped it on the very, very intense murals on the walls. And they also occasionally keep looking up and eyeing the skylight, which is still broken. So I gave you of sweeping and trying to patch up paint or scrubbing the floor or walls. What is Riku's choice of poison here?
He's grabbed a rag and is kind of just racing up and down the floor with the wet rag to clean
Real
it.
Ghibli style?
Yes.
Considering he also is a baby of poor Khan, I'm guessing he occasionally has to stop and do the huffing and puffing and then keep going.
Yep. Yeah. It's very much in Spirited Away when the baby turned rat and Mosquito are basically running in the little spinning wheel and stuff. It's run, 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 run.
Now, is he looking where he's going or is he just going?
Let me just really quickly roll perception just to see how well he's paying attention. Okay. That is 12 plus 3, 15. So
okay.
I feel like he's looking where he's going for the most part.
So you don't immediately crunch into Khal's ankles every time Khal moves to go check something and you're running by. Thank goodness. So we'll leave those 2 alone for right now. And pop back to Cyrille, considering we now know where everyone is. Cyrille, you have the choice between checking out, the bedrooms and stuff, because Diana has not come out at any point, despite being a night owl. I figure Diana is usually up by now. Or you can go and bother our 2 feral cleaning creatures.
That we love very much.
Cyril's not very smart, but he is wise, and the wise thing would be to go check up on Khal first, where Riku's likely to be. Thus getting rid of 2 bulls and lowering the chance of dropping them.
I was gonna say, do you want to roll sleight of hand or something to see how well you keep those balanced while you're
Oh, yeah, I
walking
wanna roll
down the
sleight of hand.
stairs? Because you have to go
That's
through 2 flights.
18.
Awesome. You are just perfectly balanced. That bowl on your head is like doing cool little like spins around and around as you're keeping it balanced and all this and that. You look like a real professional server as you are going down the stairs.
I mean, now that I think about it, there's probably been a time where Cyrille did actually do some sort of waitress thing. He's probably had a lot of jobs through all of his travels.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just reading fortunes doesn't always pay the bills.
Yup. So, unlike before where the shrine room was closed off, it is now just 2 short flights of, like, half flights or stairs. Like, really just, like, a short distance of these stairs for you to go down. And so I'm going to guess you aren't trying to sneak, and you're going to call out your entrance very loud and joyfully, because that seems who you are.
Kakus, Riku, I've brought lunch.
Just gonna roll another. Oh no.
Ah, yes.
I rolled Dex to see how well Riku would be able to stop, considering the floor is wet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
rolled
no.
a 1.
Awesome.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have Khal roll Dex because I feel like just for fun and flavor, Riku, you start to sort of race towards, Fortuneteller, and there is Khal, and oh boy, we're just gonna roll. Awesome!
Oh no.
That's an out
Cheer
one,
that one.
baby.
Oh,
So, gosh, Riku, you just slam full force into Khal, and Khal wipes the hell out. It is just, there's like this screeching splatter of scales on the floor, and you swear you hear something crack, and it's just like, Khal is not attuned, but you could almost feel the matching set of Tweety birds flying around their head, because you have some too. Because you slammed into fucking Kalkos, who is dense as hell.
So, watching this happen, Cyrille's eyes disappear and a huge yellow exclamation point appears in his head instead, and he goes, "Oh no, are you two alright?"
I'm fine. Very dizzy.
Khal's just flat on their back on the floor. Just leave me where I lie.
Sorry, Kalkos, I slipped.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of birds.
Right, you two sit up so I can give you some food.
Pop.
So-
I feel like at the reminder of food, like Riku kind of just pops back up.
Mm-hmm. And
Go ahead.
Khal is just gonna sit up, and you watch them sort of roll their shoulders, and there's some sort of funky, poppy noises. It's definitely the vibe of, your joints. You got them. Oh dear. The burdens of being a real kind.
I feel like Riku kind of like reaches over and pats Khal on the knee for a sec, and then kind of just turns to look at Fortuneteller and just kind of grab your hands.
Cyril carefully makes his way over and hands one of the bowls in one of his hands to Riku.
Oh, stew. Heck yeah.
Khal is gonna slowly get to their feet, and then they're gonna take the bowl off the top of Fortuneteller's head. And just sort of hold it, and then they're like, "Thank you very much, Cyrille."
Oh, you're welcome. How's it going?
And Khal is gonna take a look around. Let's see. I'm just like, do I make them roll anything for this? Nah. It's a room.
It's a room.
It's a room. You're in a room.
Yep.
And they like switch to holding the bowl in one hand and give sort of a side to side motion, and they're like, well, it's about all cleared right now, but I'll have to start figuring out what I want to do for the new shrine, so we can get it moving along and we can get on the road soon.
Cyril's so when he had started laughing, it changed to a laughing face. Legitimately. And then now it's just shifted to his normal smoky circular eyes, and the eyes move up and down as if he's nodding.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Diana?
No, why don't you take, and Khal plops a hand on Riku's head and kind of musses his hair a little. Why don't you take the little one and go see if you can't check their room? I've got something of my own to check on.
Alright. Zero just kind of wiggles his... So, one of the bowls was actually on, like, his forearm. So he just wiggles that arm and the bowl slides down to his head. Now he is properly holding two bowls.
Hooray!
Yay! Please don't fall.
I'll be back to check in on you. Cyril says as he spins on his heel and starts heading off towards the rooms that they were given.
Mm-hmm. And Riku, you follow?
Yeah, he waves to Khal a bit, like just like, bye, Cocos. Thank you for letting me do the floor. So I'm sorry I ran into you. He's very sheepish.
You go on with the Cyrille, okay?
And he just kind of scurries off after.
And neither of you look back.
Nope.
I don't think Riku would think to. So now.
Nope.
I mean, there's so kind of seemed like Khal wanted their privacy, so Cyril's gonna give it to them.
It's just the vibe of you guys walk off, and there's like the moment of the camera where it sits on Khal for a minute, and then just for you guys, Khal walks over to the wall and puts a hand on the wall, and then a passage opens up, and they disappear. But no one sees that, so we're following Cyrille and Riku as they go to Diana's room and the others' rooms.
I don't know what Riku would be talking about, but I feel like he's kind of filling Cyrille on like a lot of stuff, like just rambling at this point.
Cyril's going to try to get Riku's attention mid-ramble and say, forget to eat.
Uh,
Eat it
oh.
before it gets cold.
Mm-hmm.
Don't choke.
You can, how can you choke if you're eating?
If you talk and eat at the same time.
Oh. Is that why Ren always said don't talk with my mouth full?
Yes.
Huh. There's just like a very contemplative silence as Riku starts munching on the stew.
And you guys are... You make it to the door. Hooray! You solved the door puzzle. You have achieved the location. You are in a secondary... You are now in a secondary location.
Oh boy. Sorry, you're gonna get kidnapped. Too late. Again. Gonna get kidnapped again.
Diana, are you in there?
I don't know if you expected there to be a voice behind that door, but there isn't a voice behind that door.
Cyrille expects some sort of noise. It does not have to be a voice. It could be a, like, smacking of the wall or something, which means I should probably roll perception.
Mm-hmm. And just for me, what order, top to bottom, are you guys taking rooms? Nice.
Looking at the rooms.
I forgot if we claimed. I forgot if we claimed rooms last time, so
We
I'm just looking
didn't.
at the
We
map and
didn't.
going.
did how about Cyrille's room is the middle?
Okay, I can deal with that.
Mhm.
Diana's just the bottom.
Okay, then Riku's at the top.
Excellent. Good job, everyone. You did
Hey.
it.
Unfortunately, that's a 5, so Cyrille doesn't hear anything.
Nope.
Oh, my new
He's
dice
old.
betraying me.
I feel like Riku kind of just knocks on the door, and then bursts in with a Diana, we're coming in.
Oh my god.
We got food.
Oh my god, baby. Yeah, kind of. Diana's just kind of on the bed still. They have their the coat they've been wearing like all over them, just kind of holding it on tight. And you don't have to do like roll perception. Like, she's very glitchy. She's very glitchy, and she just gives like a wave, kind of like pokes out from like fluff of the coat. It's like Riku and just gives like a little bit of a smile and just a wave.
Like I feel like it's like as soon as he sees that, Riku kind of skids to a halt, and then it's like, "Oh no, are you okay?"
They kind of do like this like the how the hell do you call that? The motion with their hand.
Kind of wiggling their hand a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do. I got cure wounds. Do you need cure wounds? Um um we got soup. Or is it soup or stew? What's the difference between soup and a stew?
Who's a little thicker?
Oh.
Cyrille, having just been quietly observing, just slowly approaches and hands Diana one of the bowls in his hand.
Yeah. Diana just slowly goes to sit up and just kind of. I'm thinking that Diana's bed is kind of against the wall, so they're just kind of sitting against the wall on the bed, and like Gladly takes the bowl, and yeah, they kind of like put it in one hand and use their dominant hand to just like type out a thank you, and they kind of also look at Riku and also type out it's appreciated, but that won't really help much.
You just kind of see Riku kind of deflate with the, oh. You can roll insight if you want, though.
Yeah, baby. Hold on.
I know Cyrille's gonna roll insight.
Yeah.
Woo! 19 plus 5. Hell yeah.
Oh damn.
Okay, with the 16, you get the vibe that he was hoping for different, but there's kind of something there, Diana. You don't know exactly what, but Cyrille, you look at Riku and there is a very stark understanding on his face, and he's just kind of rubbing his chest a little, like right where his sternum would be, is, because he's Frankenalley.
Cyrille just kind of passes his own bowl from one hand to the next, and he just kind of leans over and ruffles Riku's hair. Well, I don't know that much about medical things. Cyrille starts and just question marks start appearing in his head, like he's about to confuse himself. But it certainly seems like today should be well, all right. That's what the cards said.
The cards will tell the past, the present, and the future as well.
God. Dana just types out, I'll be fine. Just need a little bit of time.
Oh,
It unfortunately happens at times.
Well, that's what I meant. Today's going to be a well, it's not going to be very exciting today. That's very good.
There's just this solemn look on her face. It's just I hope it's not gonna have something weird happen today again.
Riku just kind of looks at you, Diana, and he's just like, dude, do you need a nest? I can make a nest. I can get blankets from my room. I can make a really good nest. Be all cozy.
He just kind of blinks. And just for a moment, just like a little bit confused too, because her idea is just a nest out of sticks, like a bird's nest, kind of floating in her head. And then there's a subject of blankets, and now she's just more confused, and just like types out, where are we gonna find that amount of sticks for a nest? Just
No. Our kind of nest. It's got blankets and pillows and quilts and it's cozy.
So while you two are talking about this, Cyrille takes his free hand, reaches behind him, and pulls out. He didn't actually provide utensils to eat.
my God.
He's
Oops.
just remembering that, hey, maybe people actually also need utensils to eat.
Amazing.
So unfortunately, Calicus does not have one.
It's fine.
Just gulp at the stew.
And he sticks two spoons in Diana and Riku's bowls, and then takes the fork and starts stabbing meats and potatoes in putting them in his arm.
And takes the spoons and fork and just nods in appreciation and kind of looks at Riku and says, and just types out, that'll be a nice thing to do once
Okay.
we're all free from doing things.
I can make you all nice and cozy. Cause not feeling good isn't fun.
Yeah, nods at that, and it's not fun, but it's something that can be dealt with.
Yeah, but you weren't alone though. You have us. We can help with at least making you feel cozy. Cause that's sometimes all we really can do. But we got stew, and we got blankets, and we got pillows, and I'm probably sure Khal wouldn't mind if I brought some books over and we could read stories.
It's just this very like warm smile towards Rico. It's just this is a child. This baby is just trying their best, and Rihanna is just baby.
Riku, party member, has been designated sick day. Must help feel better.
Cyrille pipes up after Riku goes quiet for like a second and goes, "Man, I really have upped my game here with this stew."
It's tasty.
Diana will try this too now. I guess. This is like okay, let's see how this stew is, because yeah, just kind of like nod at it. As just, I'm pretty sure they haven't had stew from here before. If Cyrille hasn't made stew before, so this is gonna be their first time.
Yep, Cyrille probably made other things. This is the first time making stew.
Yeah, Diana's first stew from here. Woo!
Is it a studending?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So is Riku and Cyrille just standing there eating, and Diana's just sitting on the bed eating, and you all are just eating in complete
We're
silence?
enjoying a meal together.
I honestly feel like there's that like at one point like just Riku just kind of plop onto the ground, kind of just sitting crisscross applesauce.
Amazing.
Oh,
You're
Diana
all
just kind of like offers
Yeah.
to like Riku to like sit on the bed, just kind of like pat the bed.
If Diana's gonna do that, Riku's gonna scramble up and just kind of offer to give Diana a little hug, because not feeling good is not fun.
He'll take the hug.
Yeah, he just
I hope you don't mind the weird glitchiness.
I don't think he would mind. He's just kind of concerned because he doesn't. He's worried about Diana. You don't gotta roll inside on that. He's worried about them.
Smiling. Diana's smiling and just trying her best to just. It's okay. It's fine.
Cyrille's going to decline the offer to sit simply over the fact of, oh no, if I sit, I won't get moving again. Because he's old, guys. He's old. About the time when he's finished all the bits and pieces of the stew that are not liquid, he starts pouring the liquid on his head. I gotta roll hyperspace again because he gotta pull out a handkerchief. Yay, that's an 8. So, the fortune teller, Cyrille, starts polishing his head with the stew liquid.
We're
Yeah,
not gonna question it.
At this point, I'm pretty sure it's just a thing at this point. They're not even going to question it.
I honestly just kind of feel like Riku has like little sparkles in his eyes because Toon logic.
And he's going to say, well, Kalkus said that they had to do something. Privately, I assume.
I was helping them in the shrine room. I was racing on the floor with a rag, and then I accidentally slipped and crashed into them. I hope they're okay.
Diana kind of like tries not to laugh at that. Just cover her mouth a bit with her hands to not to laugh. But they give a nod to Cyrille. Like, yeah, okay. Good to know about that piece of information.
Really, not minding you, huh?
Yep, don't mind me.
Yeah,
That's a suspicious roll.
Points at the GM.
it's okay. It's fine. I'm
Sound of rolling
sure.
without actually having the sound of rolling.
Suspicious dice clatter noises in the virtual space.
So, while polishing, Cyrille pipes up and starts I know we've been working with each other for only a couple of days, so I don't quite know where you two come from. And that's usually a safe question to ask.
Riku kind of is like swinging his feet and stuff, like as he's eating and stuff, and then his feet kind of slow for a moment and then start swinging again. And he's just like, I come from over there, and he just kind of points in the direction of Furuma.
Roll
Like,
me
but, like-
survival.
Okay, that is scroll down.
Bold claim in the direction of Furuma. We're in the middle of Einquell. Roll me survival. I want to know if you can even point in the right direction. Yeah, you get vaguely forward. The idea is
Vague
there.
Furuma.
And it's like, well, not it's there's a lot of real kind. You are like some of besides Reen, there's this and Mom, like you're the only ones who I've really seen who are like me. But Reen is like me because he's my twin.
And how about you, darling?
Diana has been just nodding along to Riku. Totally not at all confused by some of the words. It's okay, don't mind that. And then kind of like just blinks at Cyrille. Isn't really fazed by it. Like, honestly, you get a feel like she's used to that kind of language at times towards her, and just kind of like blinks various times and kind of like also looks up, but also looks like around, and it's like it just types out really far away.
Well, then we have a commonality, because I come from very far away too.
Riku has no idea that Cyrille was flirting with Diana. It went right over his head.
Diana just like looks at Cyrille just and types out like, how far is really far away for you?
Cyrille, I'm going to roll intelligence.
Oh boy.
um, because this has to do with memory. Cyrille has a bit of a memory problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, an 8. Lovely. So Cyrille pauses, and a question mark kind of forms out of the smoke in his head, and he goes, very? I've crossed oceans before.
There's a really like sudden shift of expression in Diana's face when you said oceans. It's just like she's kind of like looking at you. It's like, are you okay? Expression in her face.
I'm gonna roll insight. We've only known each other for little time. I need to roll insight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think Riku's a little distracted by the stew.
Valid.
Okay, 14 passes, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's not hiding that. So
Mhm. Okay, so Cyrille just kind of, there are more question marks appearing in his head, like little ones, big ones, just popping into existence. And he's like, what do are I'm what? Excuse me. Diana, why do you have a worried look on your face?
they just type out you crossed oceans.
Yes,
Are you okay?
large bodies of water.
They nod at that, like, yes, that's what it is. Are you okay? Just type that out again.
There's more questions. The questions are starting to spin.
Riku's gonna roll insight. Okay, that's do. So, like, he just kind of looks between the two of you, and it's just like, I crossed an ocean too to get here. It
looks
wasn't.
at Riku very worriedly again. You too.
It was just a ship. Why are you worried?
That's just
It's
they just
very-
type out to cross an ocean means you have died.
What? No. It means you cross a big, and like a pond, but it's just water. It's
They
just
nod
water.
at that. They
No.
nod at that. As in, like, they understand.
Riku is very
perfectly alive.
confused. I mean,
Cyrille is still very confused. And why do you come from a desert? But that doesn't make any sense. There aren't deserts large enough here that would be a thing, right? And he's getting very confused, and he's practically dumped the whole bowl onto his head at this point. It's just polishing as the question marks are just spinning.
Amazing.
Diana's just like blanking at all the confusion apparently from everybody, and just like they type out like where I'm from, water is associated to death.
Why? Do people drown where you come from? Do they drown super easy?
like shake their head, and it's just there. They just type out there is no natural sources of water.
But here, huh?
Cyrille just pauses. I'm gonna make an intelligence check to see if he can get what's happening here, but I don't think he will.
Oh my
Actually, no, I'm gonna roll Arcana specifically because he gets a +2 to that. Aha! That's a 16.
Hey!
Hey.
So when do you guys think that's enough for him to be like, oh?
I don't know, an audio?
Riddle me this. What sort of arcana knowledge does Cyrille tend to deal with?
So there's the backstory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And gonna type something secretly out to you because I don't want to say it out loud.
Secret.
Unfortunately, with the backstory stuff, you guy have amnesia.
I know. He doesn't have amnesia, but he does, but he doesn't.
It's a confusing kind of amnesia, apparently.
Yeah. That ball is empty up there.
You'd like everyone to think so.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But I do think that just his own amnesia, heavy quotations, the check probably would be higher for him than, someone who normally is proficient in Arcana.
I mean, a 16 does usually, pass. So I'll give it to you. You have at least a pretty good idea outside of Diana actually confirming, except Diana doesn't really understand necessarily that whole gist themselves of the exact circumstances of how the Diana came to where they are now, and she is
It's fine.
So
It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Don't-
Okay.
You can give it to him, Soda.
Yeah? Yeah.
Just you don't have to give
That-
everything.
No, all you have to give is something you've already given, but because Dinah says where I come from, water doesn't exist, and Cyrille's like, wait, water exists here. Does that mean?
Well, they did say specifically natural sources of water. There's still water, but the natural sources of water are non-existent. Which kind of gives you the vibe that it's probably not here, and this world is really, really full of water everywhere.
So, the smoke in Zero's head changes from huge swirling question marks to a giant yellow exclamation point. And then his eyes form again, and he's like, how did you get here?
Diana just kind of looks around, looks at their glitchiness, and just shrugs, and just types out, "It was an accident?" ?
I feel like during all of this, Riku's just been looking between the two of them like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, how are you doing, Riku? How are you doing? How's the stew? How's the wife? How's the kids? What's going on in that little chrome dome of yours?
Well, we're gonna roll intelligence to see if he connects dots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a 5. He's
Oh my
not
God.
following it.
No.
This is
Very
a child.
confused.
He is so confused, and he just kind of is just like, oceans are here. What? Like natural bodies of water are here. Just huh? Question marks? An artificial city with no actual water? Question mark? Secret dome city and underground? Question mark? He's not connecting the dots. He's
Oh, baby.
so confused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's a revelation I did not expect. So, darling. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry. I'm going to lose it every time you say that.
After you, Mira.
I mean, the next time Cyril's in a scene with Khal, Cyril's gonna call them handsome up and down.
Mira's gonna die. The game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, there are natural sources of water.
Nod.
But Diana kind of like frowns at that and just like types out, "Are you sure it's not a metaphor?"
Considering we've both crossed some actual real life oceans, it's not a metaphor.
Cyril's like, what's a metaphor?
Oh my God.
He's never heard this word in his entire life.
It's
my
when you say a saying, but you don't actually mean it literally. It's just a saying or an example.
Oh, you mean the And Cyril just kind of he looks like he's thinking, but his voice has just stopped and drifted off.
Riku's gonna roll insight on that. Okay, that was.
They're all inside.
I'm rolling history.
Good
Oh
God.
my God. Oh, great.
Oh,
Diana's caught up, and there's ocean, like actual oceans here.
Okay, so that's a 15.
How
minus
many
one.
nat ones can we roll this game? I feel like we're up to at least 5.
So, wait, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 13. Riku, there is something going on with Cyril there. And he is thinking, and he is taking a long time to think. But you're also not quite sure how old he is. He does kind of sound like he's more elderly than I don't know. And Cyril comes back with the wives' tales. Yes.
Riku just kind of squint. Huh?
Diana's caught off by wives' tales. It's just like, woman married tell tales. That's the thing here.
What they're called, they're things like don't go down to the river at night or the Selkie gets you.
Well, I mean, they can be metaphorical, but it's metaphorical. Is that a word?
Anna shrugs. Think
No,
so?
legit, that's Mira going, wait, is metaphorical a word?
Yes.
I don't think
metaphorical.
metaphorical is a word, but Cyrille is going to. Let's see.
Metaphorical is a word, I thought.
I thought it was a word.
In the
It's a word.
metaphorical situation that this is wrong.
Okay,
No,
yes,
it is a
okay,
word.
it is a word.
God,
It's a word.
bless.
Oh yeah, it is.
I leave you guys alone for 2 minutes to make a character sheet, and you guys are like, "Is this word a word?"
I'm
Is
sorry.
this
I just was like, wait. I sounded like I think it's because I was speaking in Riku's voice, so it sounded kind of weird. So I was thrown.
Oh, it's a mood. It's a mood. I'm sorry. I guess I infected y'all with my bilingual word blindness.
I love how we're an hour in and we haven't made technically like a ton of like we're an hour in, you guys. We're a third of the way through the game and we're arguing over metaphorical as a word. I actually thought you guys were gonna explore the place at some point.
I mean, Diana rolled a nat 1 on their roll, so we haven't gotten to the point where I think Diana is willing to like actually go explore yet. Anyways, I let me regain my thoughts because I stopped right in the middle of Riku's sentence. Metaphors, wives' tales. Okay, they can be metaphorical, but wives' tales are more stories than a metaphor. Like their metaphors are usually like a sentence long.
Like, then Diana types out like songs. Those are filled with metaphors, usually.
And like the overstructure of a story can be a metaphor and stuff, but like it usually, like when you're talking about like just a single metaphor, it's like a sentence.
Cyrille just the eyes move up and down, but you don't know if he's actually absorbing this.
Riku's gonna take that. Riku's gonna take it because otherwise we're gonna go in circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I think everyone's finished their food by now. Please let everyone be finished their food by now.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we're done now.
Yeah.
You did it.
Hey, we finished the soup puzzle! Or stew puzzle!
Darling. How about
God damn it. You're
Mira, I
whenever
swear.
you die. We have to get through this. Let Cyrille finish his sentence.
please let me finish? So, how about this? I don't know where we'll be going next, but maybe we can stop by the shoreline and we can show you.
Diana
know.
takes like a little bit, like
Seeing is believing.
Diana takes like a little bit because that phrasing. Oh boy. I hope you. That implies things. Where Diana's from.
A fortune teller accidentally being very intimidating.
Yeah. Diana has to like kind of internally like remind, okay, this is just being literal. This is not telling me that they're gonna take me out and kill me. And just they like look at Cyrille just like, as long as you promise me you won't try to kill me.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, we're all friends. Friends don't kill each other. Or they shouldn't. But
Diana
if,
kind of like gives like this like face, and it's just like,
if a friend
just
tries to kill you, were they really ever your friend? Huh. And Riku's just kind of quietly has an existential crisis. Like, kind of just like, if like a friend tries to kill you, like they're just like, he's trying to like figure out if like, yeah, just like the, huh, moral debate right here in his brain.
just Riku is just a thought for later.
Okay, it's making my head hurt.
They nod. And they slowly like start to like move, and they move their coat like to their shoulders again. Just and instead of just having it on their shoulders, they actually start putting it on instead.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they move to get off the bed now.
I'm gonna do something. That's a 7 for hammer space. So, Cyrille pulls out his quarterstaff, plants it in the ground, and hands it to Diana.
They kind of just blink at it, and they take the quarterstaff and type, "Thank you. It's this will help."
You're welcome, darling.
We can go to the reading nook and we can get, I think there's a lot of blankets and stuff. So like we can get blankets from there, and we can get books, and we can make you a nest, and it's gonna be good. Yes.
Cyrille makes the bowl disappear into his hammer space by putting it behind him in like a kind of. Actually, he kind of just swirls his cloak over it and it disappears.
Okay, Tuxedo Man.
And he kind of just rubs his hands and goes, "Oh, I promised that I would check up on Khal. Do you two want to go get a head start?"
Okay.
Diana just kind of like looks at Sergio's in Thai style, like, tell them hi for me.
I will.
And they nod and just like they go with Riku because someone needs to watch the child. Someone needs to watch the child.
Cyrille goes back to the shrine room.
Alright. Do we want to focus on Cyrille or Riku and Diana first?
Mm.
Go Riku and Diana first.
Okay.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
looking at the map because like they would probably split up kind of like right by the stairs. It looks
Mhm.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you guys could just head to the shrine room together, because there is a
Mhm.
passage.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll leave Fortuneteller in the shrine room.
Okay, everyone roll
Mhm.
investigation. Because
Ah,
here's what
great.
happens. You walk into the shrine room and it's empty.
Yup.
Oops.
Oh,
And Cyrille, smoke turns into some
Hey.
exclamation of surprise.
Oh my
Okay.
Riku got a 1.
So we have
Oh
an
my
11, a 1, and a
And a
2.
2.
I would almost say, Diana and Cyrille, you both have your fucking inspiration points still, as far as I know.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Can I use my inspiration point? Can I just use my inspiration point?
Yeah.
Do
You
it,
can use your
please.
inspiration point. Okay, so because that is an automatic nat 20, we'll get to you last. Riku, you rolled a nat 1. You know you're in a room. You know that this is the shrine room. This is the shrine room. You're in the shrine room. You walked here with Cyrille and Diana. This is, you're in a room. You're pretty sure it's exactly the same way you left it. You think.
I feel like he's distracted by some of the streak marks from when he was doing his cleanup race stuff. So like he's just kind of like, oh, I missed a spot.
Diana, you rolled average. The room is empty. It looks like Khal probably left at some point. Because Riku did such a good job cleaning everything up on the floor. There's no like tracks or anything you could track. So you are just standing here as Riku is staring at the floor, like, oh, I missed your spot. And you're like, welp, it's heckin' empty. Where the hell is Khal?
Where is?
Can I say that the reason why the inspiration point is Cyrille gets the idea to start knocking along the walls to find secrets.
You
To
clever
find
little
secrets.
crystal boy. Yes, you can absolutely flavor it as that. So Diana, Riku, you get to watch as Cyrille starts knocking on the walls. And as you knock along the walls, I presume you sort of start on the wall that you know goes to the reading nook, and you knock, 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 knock. And besides the door that is, you all are aware of it, so it seems like a normal door. That wall only has that door. So, you skip to the other side and you knock, 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 thunk. And the wall is hollow in a spot. And you sort of reach around at approximately the level that all of the other doorknobs are at. And your hand hits a warm copper doorknob. Engraved to look like it's a dragon wrapped around a gem. Probably a ruby about the size of an egg. And you watch as the rest of the door sort of seems to melt out of the shrine room wall. It's still painted to look like the rest of the mural, but you can sort of see the seams of how it would open.
Oh, I think I found something. He's going to turn the knob and very slowly open the door to peek
Diana,
through.
goes in and also peeks through. Can we do a Scooby-Doo bit?
Yeah. Riku's
Yeah.
gonna be at the bottom, just kind of doop doop doop.
So, for your guys' viewing pleasure, on Tumblr, I found a post and I was like, oh, this is exactly how you get up to Khal's room.
Oh.
So I will share the
whoa.
images and then probably put the link in the description. So you guys peek in and it looks like this.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my
And this.
Oh, yeah!
And when you look up,
Pretty.
it looks like this.
Hell yeah!
They're just
Hell
Riku's eyes are sparkling.
Me with my the series that must not be named King of Hearts. Brain. We're descending into the heart, guys.
Oh, it's so pretty.
You guys are at the bottom of here's the descriptor for people who won't see the pictures unless they go to the link. You guys are standing at the bottom of a spiral staircase. The staircase, the walls, the platforms above it, even a large portion of the wall ahead of you is all stained glass. The colors are numerous, the pieces are small and intricate, and light turns into rainbows that cascade around you. They catch on any metal on your clothes. Cyrille, it catches on the glimmer of your crystal ball head. And it paints the whole room, this sort of small area, in just a myriad of colors and patterns and designs. And the staircase goes up and up and up and up until you can't only presume it goes to another floor that you guys weren't told about.
Yeah, there's like just sparkles in Riku's eyes, like just oh.
Well, Cyril's going to fully open the door. And following what he'd promised, he's going to... Although, I think he's going to actually sneak up the staircase.
Okay. Diana, Riku, you guys were going to go to the reading nook. Are you gonna follow now?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Diana just sees everybody else just go ahead. Just like, oh, gosh, I guess I'm going there too.
It's just
Okay.
like new section of the house. Explore time.
I rolled an 18 for stealth!
Awesome. Diana.
19!
Now remember, any ability checks you might
It's,
have issue with.
It's a charisma and con.
Okay. Riku, how's your stealth, buddy? Are you wearing your armor today?
He's not, because they weren't going out today. He got that would be a 15.
15. Okay, so I would like you all to know that Khal's passive perception is a 16.
Damn it.
So, Diana, Cyrille, you guys are stealthy as hell. You very, very quietly pad up these metal and glass stairs, taking great care to make sure that you don't make even a sound. Riku, the steps sort of wobble under your weight, and you can hear this like click, clack, click, clack, click, clack of your feet as you try so very hard to be just as stealthy as the two adults.
Like, I feel like it's very much the like step creak, but like it's like the sneaking position, but it's
Oh my
just not working.
gosh.
It's just not working, and he's just like quietly dying on the inside.
Yep. So
He
you
senses
guys,
that he's gonna get scruffed.
you guys ascend the staircase. Who is in the lead?
I think Cyrille?
Yeah, I feel like it's Cyril's in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So probably Diana and then Riku last.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I was imagining it.
Okay. Cyrille, you get to the top of the staircase, and unfortunately, I don't have any pictures drawn of Khal's room, so you'll have to just deal with my word pictures.
Love them.
Also, this next bit is sort of briefly inspired by a TikTok. Again, I've had these descriptions for a while. So,
Valid.
you get to the top of the stairs, Cyrille, and you're bathed in this glorious rainbow light, and in front of you is a round door, much taller than you. You know, you can tell it's meant for something much, much bigger than any of you, even bigger than Khal. But it's a round doorway with a stained glass design instead of an actual door. Almost like it is just a window, but it has to be a door, right?
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any other doors around here. Are there?
No, it's a platform that is just as much stained glass as everything else, and the wall ahead of you, besides this round window-like door question mark, it's like the rough stone that you're used to in some of the areas of the house.
Mm-hmm. Is there a door handle?
Nope.
Cyril's gonna touch it.
Amazing. All right. So you touch this door, and Diana, could you do me a favor and roll perception?
Oh, me? Okay.
Yep, specifically you.
Wonderful. That's a plus. That's a 19.
Okay. Diana, do you remember last game how you kept hearing whispers in the walls?
Mm-hmm.
So you know in your heart of hearts, that Khal is not the only person question mark in this place besides you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so you hear it for a brief moment, the sound of murmuring in the walls in a language you don't know. And then it goes quiet. And Cyrille, as you touch this window, the design on it seems to swirl, and the whole piece itself slides into the wall. And there is a large round doorway that you all can step into. And I'm gonna guess you guys are gonna want to roll perception.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Hey.
26. Diana's hypervigilance kicked in.
Yeah. Yeah. New place. This is not. Oh boy.
Got an 8.
Awesome. Riku has a 17. Okay, we'll start with Cyrille. With an 8, goodness gracious, you are in awe of all of these stained glass windows, this door, just everything, and also the fact your head is a crystal ball full of smoke. And it just keeps pinging different colors of light directly into your skull, essentially. Which I feel is a little distracting.
It is, because it's getting everywhere, because Cyrille is hollow.
Mm-hmm. It is. You are just full of light, buddy, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing you're wearing clothes, because otherwise you'd be a walking disco ball, probably. But yeah, you can see by peeking in that there is Kalkos with their back to you. Riku with a 17, you see a little bit better than frickin' Fortuneteller does, thankfully. The door slides open for you, and there is Kalkos standing with their back to you. The room itself seems to fall much in line with the theme of the rest of the house, but to the left a little. Everything is big. Everything is showered in light, as you can see vaguely. Large skylights to the left that let in a ton of light. And there's a large polished, like silvery copper surface that Khal is looking in. And you see Khal's eyes flick from wherever they were looking and look directly at you. Diana! Diana, this is a very, very, very big room. If you had to guess, well, parts of it are sectioned off. It is almost as big as the entire first floor. Off to the left, directly under the windows where they would get the best light, is small rows of, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like plant beds, for gardening. And there's a little water feature that keeps running water going through them in sort of a lattice pattern. And, there is in one corner, sort of to the right, this large, bed. It looks sort of like a giant pillow, as big as a bed, with even more pillows and blankets around it. And Diana, what is most notable about this room is, while the rest of the house seems sort of plain, like there's some decorations, some statuettes, some cool knickknacks, especially in that workroom you saw. This room is full of treasure, essentially, everywhere. There is, like, pieces with, like, gold necklaces occasionally hanging on a sconce or something, and just occasional marble busts hung or sat in a funny sort of way where it looks like they've been helpfully redecorated. This room is practically a dragon's hoard. And you watch as Khal doesn't seem to notice you or Cyrille at first, and their eyes slide over on their mirror they're looking into, as they seem to be checking their shirt, or their chainmail, or something like that. And they land directly onto Riku. What are you guys doing?
So Diana just stops, like, straightforward, like, freezes.
So Cyril's gonna wait a beat and then step out and go, Khal, I said I would come check up on you. It's a nice place.
Riku just quietly sweating in the background.
Handshake emoji with Diana.
Riku just waiting to be scruffed at this point. Because he just I feel like he's just kind of like, oh no. Huh. Hi.
I have a question specifically for Riku and Cyrille, I guess. How familiar are they with real kind Dragonborn? I am omitting Diana because lovingly holds Diana.
Yeah.
Diana knows jack shit about dragons.
Yeah.
Let me roll history. Because this is a memory problem.
Considering Riku's background, I feel like he would be familiar just for the fact of gestures loosely.
I rolled a 4.
Not very familiar then, huh, Cyrille?
Not at the moment.
Hey, Riku. How familiar do you think Riku is with, how familiar do you think Riku is with specifically clothing for Dragonborns?
Pretty familiar, I feel. Like, because it's just, like, I feel like he's had interactions with Dragonborn and, you know.
You did roll a 17, so I'm like, Alright, do me a favor and roll me an insight. All of you can roll insight here.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, insight.
Damn it. That was a nat 1.
No!
You are frozen stiff as a board, Riku. Alright, a 17 for Diana.
17
and
for
17
Cyrille.
for Cyrille. You know what? This kind of makes sense. Considering Khal is pinning Riku in place essentially. By proxy of Khal heard him coming. And Diana and Cyrille, you get a second before, Khal notices you, specifically by Cyrille announcing his presence. So you guys catch a glimpse of something rather unfamiliar to either of you, I presume, considering your lack of interaction or knowledge at the moment with Dragonborns. But Khal has an expression that crosses their face and it's very alien. And there is a distinct and almost damning pause before Khal answers any of you or even addresses you at all. And you sort of watch their hands, which are hidden to you guys. Their arms move, though, as if they are doing something with their hands. And Khal very slowly turns to face you guys completely and sort of leans against the dresser they were standing in front of. Sort of like a makeup stand, except the mirror for it is as big as a frickin' small shed, essentially. And they look at all of you over one by one, and they're like, I see the house is being right shit today, then.
Oh, I apologize. Did we interrupt something?
You could say something like that. It's quite alright, though. Did you need something?
Well, I particularly know. I came up here to check on you because I found this door in the wall. Like I said, I would.
Okay, that does get a laugh from them. There you go. The tension is a little broken. They laugh
Yay!
at Cyrille.
You can breathe.
I feel like Riku at this point is kind of hiding behind Cyrille a little bit because he's just kind of got the vague feeling. Not vague, like he definitely feels like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah! Sometimes I feel like, oh, did we fuck up? Did we fuck up?
Like he just very much to, oh no, please don't scruff me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Khal laughs a little, and whatever strange look they had, Fortuneteller and Diana, it's gone. Don't worry about it.
Riku's worried about it. But he got a nat 1.
Well, to you, Riku, you don't recognize the expression on Khal's face at all. And you can just take what fear from that as you will.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a young Toon hiding behind Cyrille right now. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's kind of why Cyrille stepped out and announced himself.
Like, just very much peeking around Cyrille, just kind of like, don't be mad, sorry. Like, very much clearly written on his face.
I did realize I didn't give you a utensil to eat your stew with.
Khal just gives you like a really sort of look, like that's your that's your reason.
No, his reason was already stated. His reason was he's coming to check up on Khal.
Yeah,
that was the reason. That was the only reason.
And then he was like, "Yeah, I forgot to give you a spoon. Like, are you checking on me to make sure I could eat my stew?"
I'm sorry, my brain is being nervous. I don't know why. Cyrille is not nervous, but I am.
It's an anxiety mood, though.
Like, it's just, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. And after saying that, Cyrille just kind of claps his hands and goes, are you doing all right?
Can I just have nothing?
Oh boy. Ready to roll in.
Wait.
No, you ready to roll insight?
That's a dirty
Roll
20.
insight.
All right, here comes the insight.
Here comes the insight.
I'm rolling insight.
So Khal has
Well,
a dirty 20. Diana
that's a
has
10.
a 24. Riku has a 10.
Hold on. I've got a 23. What up?
Hey!
And Cyrille has a 23. So Riku, Khal looks back to normal as they just sort of cross their arms and give you guys sort of an amused look, and they're like, "I'm perfectly all right." And Diana, Cyrille, it's kind of bullshit. Like, they're lying very well, but you can sort of see in the way that they, like, shift. And Cyrille, you remember a very unpleasant noise that happened earlier whenever Khal fell onto their back. And, Diana, you are having an off day, and so you feel like shit, I'm gonna just say, because it's a nat 1 baby that you rolled. And you can recognize the look of someone who is all of a sudden kind of having a shit pain day. So, yeah, Khal is lying rather expertly through their teeth about being absolutely A-okay.
It does sound kind of... It did sound kind of clipped at the end, though.
Diana just gives Khal a look and starts, like, walking forwards towards them.
It's a big room. You're gonna be walking for a minute.
Yeah, they're fine with it.
I mean, Cyrille's given them his quarterstaff to use as a walking stick.
I mean, this is why Diana hasn't spoken, because their dialogue boxes aren't that big. So I'm pretty sure Khal can't even see them from all the way over there. So
I mean, Khal has a pretty decent passive, so who knows?
Who knows?
Riku, how are you feeling, buddy? How are you feeling?
Like, I feel like he's kind of relaxed and stuff, but he's kind of just still kind of behind Cyrille, clutching the cloak and just kind of like, oh, okay. Just also kind of just watching Diana move forward, just kind of, huh? But
Cyrille
but
lets
Khal said that they were fine.
Cyrille's gonna let Diana move first, and then he's gonna like reach back and ruffle Riku's hair again.
I kind of feel like Riku just looks up at Cyrille and is just like, "Are we in trouble?" Because I feel like we're kind of in trouble, even if it was just they said they're not mad. I feel like we're in trouble.
Well, you know, the funny thing about that is sometimes it's no one's fault. And Cyrille's going to just like pat Rico on the back and start walking towards Khal.
I guess Riku's following because everybody's heading further in.
Mm-hmm. What you doing?
What you doing, Diana?
Oh, Diana goes finally reaches up to Khal and just like types out, "You're a good liar." And just giving them a look.
Khal gives you a nice, big, toothy ass grin. Just, and you can sort of see the way that as they breathe, it makes the, colors of their, like, the softer scales of their throat sort of light up a little. Like, the same sort of green that the rest of them kind of has as, what's the word I'm thinking of? Accents, yes. And they give you a nice big toothy grin, and they're like, "Oh, it takes one to know one, doesn't it?"
Diana just gives them a look.
Cyrille
And
laughs.
sighs.
Cyrille laughs out loud at that.
Oh my god.
Lying? There was lying? Huh? Khal, were you lying about something? Are we actually in trouble? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Cyrille comes up beside Diana and points at Khal and goes, "You know, I bet you that our little Riku, are you paladin?
Mhm.
Our little paladin here could help a wee bit."
I got cure wounds, and I've got the Mira brain is forgetting what the other healing feature that paladins have. Lay on hands. Lay on hands. Lay on hands.
And
Yep.
even if that's not possible, well, and Cyril kind of rolls his hands and they kind of glitter with frost for a moment. There are other options.
Khal kind of gives you all a considering look. And you watch them consider and consider and consider for a moment. And they sort of laugh a little and they're like, "You do realize that we don't know each other very well."
But if you're hurt or need healing, that doesn't I want to help. can you let us help? And he's just kind of looking up at you, Khal, and just giving you the puppy dog eyes.
Besides, this could be a wonderful start to a new friendship. And deepen our relationship beyond what we have.
A second. Everyone pause.
Sorry, I knew it was gonna cause wheezing, but this is what Cyrille would say.
It's fine. It's wonderful and we love it. It's just very funny because it just straight up sounds like flirting.
And he is flirting! He is flirting! That's what it is! He's flirting! He's flirting with Khal!
I am keeping my earlier roll of Riku not picking up on the flirting vibes. So yeah, no, this is going right
Amazing.
over his head. He just thinks that Cyrille really wants to be friends with Khal.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
It's picking it up, but it's ignoring it.
Oh, get pecked, I guess. Fucking Cyrille. I'm gonna have Khal roll insight on all of you. So we're gonna do 3 rolls. So the first one is gonna be for Cyrille.
That 20!
Oh, damn.
Second one's gonna be for Diana. And the third one's gonna be for Riku. Okay, so just for our audio listeners, Khal rolled a nat 20 on Cyrille's insight roll, so that's a 26. They rolled an 18 with Diana, and a 21 for Riku. So,
So first off, it's very obvious Cyrille is flirting with Khal. It's also obvious that Cyrille does genuinely want to help them. And Cyrille does know the pain of having pain sometimes. Cyrille is 85 years old and a crystal ball. And taking, like, a bad fall really does a number on Cyrille.
okay. Diana, what's the vibes?
Diana is being very straightforward and it's actually like there is some show of concern, but also a bit of like, okay, we're gonna have to drag them, huh? It's just a little visual of we're gonna have to drag them down with us. And also, you can notice like there's sympathy as well, because I mean, I don't know if it's very obvious, but she's very glitchy today. She even has to walk with a quarterstaff. So there is sympathy. There's clear sympathy there. So they're gonna have to drag Khal.
Riku, baby, how are you? Riku is very concerned for his employer, and just kind of like also just like he's concerned. He gets it. He feels kind of bad that he kind of caused the fall to begin with, and he's also just kind of rubbing his chest a little, just kind of not actually in pain, but it's very obvious that he understands being in pain and stuff, and just like, if I can fix it, I would like to help. Very earnest little paladin.
Okay. I need you guys to know this was not the direction at all I expected this to go. I thought you guys were gonna end up in the basement. I had a map prepared for the basement. I don't have this reference picture finished. I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna come up. I was a fool.
The dice said no.
Yep. Dice said no. It's
Cyrille
self-care day, bitch.
always been a team player. He plays support more often than not, even if he can't actually heal.
Bless. So you guys all watch Khal, give you all a very, very serious once-over look. And they can obviously see the determination in all of y'all's faces. Along with, you know, the sympathy and stuff. And they give a really, really, really long sigh. And they shake their head at you all. And they go, well, I suppose now that you've caught a whiff of it, you aren't going to leave me alone then, huh?
Riku just kind of shakes his head.
Diana shakes their head too.
Cyrille pauses for a moment. I'd only leave you alone after we helped you. Do you need bed rest? If that's what it is.
Not quite the case here. And Khal pauses for a second, and you all notice that this whole time they have been wearing their chainmail, right? They haven't been very subtle at all. It's nice and shiny, and, you know, it helps lend to this presence Khal seems to have, even inadvertently. And they sort of give a second sigh and just, all right, you've caught me. One moment. And they pull off their chainmail after they pull off their sort of top chest-platey leather guard they have. And they set that down onto the dresser, and they pull the chainmail off, and they set that onto the dresser, and it becomes a lot more clear that something is off with their silhouette. And you all watch as Khal gives you all a final look, and Khal pulls off their shirt, and what unfolds from underneath is this.
Oh.
Wings. Riku's eyes just kind of go sparkly again.
For, again, the audio viewer, Khal has a very, very long tail with membrane along it. Sort of like one would find on a sort of animal that swims or glides. And where previously it seems that it stopped at the spine, where it met their spine, that's not the case at all. What unfolds is a rather large pair of wings that go all the way up and almost above their head entirely, only amplifying the sheer size of them, honestly. And you guys can see, in one of them, there is a rather, probably, honestly, like a rather ugly-looking crack where, one can only assume that they slammed their head into them. And it is sort of like weeping a neon blue-green that you guys are sort of, again, used to seeing accent their form. And they give you all another look, and gesture sort of loosely out, just like, there you go, you've caught me.
Riku, do you need a boost?
Okay, he's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
Oh, baby. Do we need to
Yeah.
roll inside or?
I mean, you can. You can.
I mean, Cyrille turns, kind of physically turns to Riku as he says, "Riku, do you need a boost?"
Yeah,
Khal is,
actually
Khal is watching, and they rolled a 21 a minute ago.
Okay, also I just realized I looked at the wrong modifier, so that was actually a unnatural 20.
Gasp.
Mhm.
But yeah, so everybody roll their insight.
That's my insight. Cyrille
Oh,
got a
damn
7.
it.
I will
Well-
say, it's up to you
Yeah.
if you give anything away.
He just kind of like there's like a pause where Riku just kind of is taking in Khal and just everything, and then he just kind of breathes and nods and is just like, I, yes, please. I don't really want. I don't think I should clamber up and pap, pap, pap. He just kind of mimes papping the air.
So
But
Cyril's gonna kneel down and then offer a piggyback ride.
Riku like will clamber on. Okay, we're gonna help him. We're gonna make sure that you're okay. You're all gonna be okay, Mixed Call.
So Riku, as you clamber on, seems fine.
Oh,
And then
no.
Fortuneteller tries to stand up and he flattens.
Oh my
Riku
god.
just kind of like immediately clambers off, and he's just like, Cyrille, maybe you should just stay right there. And he just kind of gently pats, and it's just like, are you okay? I didn't hurt you too, did I?
He rolled over. He doesn't roll over because his eyes move. His eyes turn 360 to look up at Riku, and he just showing his laughing face. He goes, "No, I'm fine. Here, boop." And he casts enlarge on you.
Oh, okay. I'm big now.
Now you can reach.
Oh my gosh.
How big does enlarge make you again? I can't remember.
3
So,
times your size, was it?
Nope, doubles in all
Ah.
dimensions.
Okay, that means he is now 8 feet tall.
Oh.
Let's see.
Wait, no, actually he is smaller. I remember. He actually is
Oh
like
my god.
he's like 6'2" now. He's 6'2" now.
Yeah,
giant
he's 6 foot. He's 6'4".
That's
if
what I
it's
meant. That's
doubled.
what I meant. Yeah, doubled. Yeah.
Khal
You
is-
guys you guys can roll insight really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I need you to know Khal is 6'2" or 6'10", and
Oh my god.
and the wings where it is cracked is taller than that.
That's within arm's reach, though. Hopefully, also Diana got a nat 1 again. Oh my god.
F.
Dice Parser is bullying Diana.
You
Yeah.
said chronic issue. Dice Parser said, "I got you."
21. Yay!
Okay.
Two
So, as
21s.
Riku is kind of reaching up to cast cure wounds. Let me. Okay, yeah, it is touch. D8 plus spellcasting modifier plus another 8. Okay, so he reaches up and touches the crack because like he may be 6'4", but I feel like he can reach the crack.
Mm-hmm.
So they are healed for 13, and then if that doesn't heal it, he does have all 25 of his lay on hands.
Again, I wasn't even planning to make this into a super big thing. It's just an excuse to get Khal off stage, and you presented it on a Riku platter. I'm gonna say you sort of watch as the crack fills entirely with this oxidized copper color, and it seals, and you are very small normally, and it hardens, and it has almost a metallic sheen to it. And Khal's shoulders relax a little, and it kind of just settles, and yay, you did it.
Yeah, so going back to those 21s that you and Cyrille both rolled, it's kind of weird. Riku's not fumbling around like you normally would expect someone who just suddenly found themselves really big would do. Like he like it takes him like a moment to like kind of like, okay, this is what's happening now. But he is moving as if he were this tall and not stumbling at all.
Hmm.
I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about there.
So, Cyril just kind of watches this, and then slowly gets himself off from the floor, and just kind of dusts himself off.
Khal crosses their arms and like looks at you all again. So you have barged into my bedroom, friendly accosted me. Is there anything else you would like to do while I'm standing here shirtless?
You can put your shirt back on.
Cyril's going to say, "Okay, prepare yourselves, because he's going to flirt again."
I said that, and my brain immediately went, "That was a mistake."
And Cyril, without missing a beat, says, "Oh, but that would hide your handsome pecs."
I honestly zero like a lug, like seriously right now.
I am going to. Okay, that was 5 plus 2. Yeah, no, it goes right over his head again.
Oh my god.
I am starting to wonder if my child is Arrow.
Considering Khal rolled a nat 20 earlier to just like and figured out inadvertently you were flirting with him.
Yep, Cyril is flirting again. It's very easy to tell, except for poor Riku.
Baby.
Khal gives you a humored look. But they sort of shake their head, and instead of putting on like the more tight fitting, and now that it's off, you can tell it has some sort of structure to it, presumably to keep their wings in place. Khal walks over to this really nice wooden wardrobe and opens it and pulls out a much looser looking shirt, and they sort of throw it on over, and you can tell where like their wings are sort of resting. And then, to your guys' slight surprise, there's a brief second, and they slip right out of what you can only guess are holes in the back of the shirt. And Khal just shakes their head at you guys and gestures at the door, and they're like, all right, rather respectfully enforcing the boundaries of this is my place. I will not crash into your rooms. Let's all respectfully leave mine before any of the other tenants get annoyed. If you would.
Cyrille does a kind of sweeping half bow and then walks out.
Riku looks very sheepish, and then he's just kind of like, "Sorry, mixed call. Did why do you need to? Why do you feel like you had to hide your wings?" He is genuinely baffled. You don't have to roll insight.
It's
Are they moving and talking?
presumably, because Khal is shuffling you nerds out the door. Get out of my room!
But yeah, like I kind of feel like maybe like Riku's at the back again, and like he's just kind of tilted his head up. Well, yeah, he is still kind of slightly having to tilt his head up to talk to you, Khal. Because how long does enlarge last again?
A minute.
Oh, okay, then he's probably back to his normal size then.
He's just, as he walks, he's shrinking down and down
Yep.
and down and down.
Yep.
But Khal considers Riku's question, and they hem and haw a little, and their tail swishes back and forth, and they're like, it's a rather long and eventful story, if I'll be honest. Not exactly a walk and talk sort of explanation, but I suppose the gist of it is, there are, even amongst, well, that's not quite the word to use there. There are people who do not exactly appreciate those who look out of the ordinary, or have certain traits beyond the ordinary, and it's sometimes much rather easier to just play along with their little games and move on with your life than to have to deal with them, harassment.
Oh, I often find here in Einquell that's much different. Says Cyrille, presumably from the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Riku got a 10 on just a history roll, and just to see if he kind of can catch what Khal's laying down, and he just kind of goes like, "Huh."
Diana, how
Like,
are you absorbing this revelation?
It just mostly like nods and like a bit of a solemn look. And, like, not understand the full of it, but like noting, like, from a past experience, like, okay, I can understand. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And Riku, does that answer your question? Or are you
yes,
gonna
it does
keep
answer his
prodding?
question. I don't feel like he's gonna keep prying. Like his I feel like a 10 is high enough that he kind of senses the, oh, okay, we're not actually gonna poke this right now. All right.
I mean, Cyrille piped up with the front as, yeah, same, but Einquell's kind of different. Feel free to take that as you will.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we
Khal,
should have a break soon.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Mm.
Khal probably like shuffles you guys out the door of their room, and you watch it slide into place. But then instead of it being completely see-through and like the sort of design having light shining through it from the inside out, you watch it go dark. And that's not your guys' problem. And then we take a break.
Okay.
Break time.
All right. Break
No.
time.
Be free.
Commercial break.
Commercial break. I am.
This is so fun.
Yay! I know we have no structure whatsoever, and we kind
Yep.
of went the opposite way audio wanted us to go. But unfortunately, our characters apparently like to stick together.
Yep, we don't like to split apart. And Riku got distracted by the very shiny staircase.
And Diana was like, I was going with Riku to take care of the kid because someone has to keep an eye on the kid. And now we're going over here. Oh boy, okay, here we go.
Well, like it's that, and also like Riku was thinking, "Ooh, staircase. Maybe there's an entire floor we can explore." He was not
I mean,
intending to go into.
it was true. Riku wasn't wrong.
He wasn't, but that was his entire. That was their entire round.
Beautiful, amazing. Hi, Heart.
Hi.
Oh, this has been so fun.
It has.
Yes, good.
I
I'm
love
sorry,
Dragon Squad.
Cyril's just going to continue to flirt.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to you playing flirty characters.
Yeah,
Just
Gil's
roll
not,
with the punches.
Gil's not overly flirty, I guess.
At least, like, not until he figures out what he wants to do.
Cyril's just baseline over flirt.
What
Hi,
is Cyril
Audio.
gonna do the day Khal decides to humor him and flirt back?
I don't know. I do know in the NET someone actually flirted back with him, and they just went back and forth flirting for like a tiny bit.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Also, don't mind the crinkly, crackly noises. Yeah, I thought you guys were gonna end up in like the fucking basement.
We
because
went
I
the
have-
opposite way.
Yeah,
He went
I-
up instead of down.
like God. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Like, I was glad I had these in my head and like an idea of what their room looked like.
Valid.
Sorry, Cyril really wanted to check up on them because
Oh,
they did take a
it's
fall.
that. Oh, it was
I
that
think
one.
I showed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I was picturing, but at the same time, I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So
Ah.
cool.
This has been so fun. The character-actor interactions have been great. Audio.
Yes.
Khal will get
Also, we were fear. We were fear when Cole saw us. I was like, oh shit.
You guys getting nervous was admittedly a bit funny.
It's the consequence. They're chasing me right now.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Good job. You guys got nosy. Hooray. Oh shit, you guys got nosy in the wrong direction of anticipation.
Yep. And then once Riku clocked on to the fact that they weren't okay, they were like, I don't want to leave yet.
And no dragon left behind.
The Fortuneteller being like, sometimes it's nobody's fault. As in, sometimes it's an accident.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Riku feels bad.
You see all of the marks on their peckin spines and their everything. They are surprisingly scarred up for a simple dragon bean.
Baby. I'm holding them soft.
I just loosely gestures.
All right, they've gotten to the bottom of the staircase.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, just to make sure, we're back from the break. Everyone take a nice sippy, no choking.
Uh-huh.
Cyrille, don't flirt. Or
I don't think
someone
that's
will
gonna
choke.
stop him.
All right. So, hello again. We are back at it in the club. So you guys had sort of like seen / gotten the vibe of behind you. The door had gone dark, and Khal shuffles you all down the staircase, making really no effort to be sneaky at all because this is their house. So you hear the quiet tap, ting, tap, ting of their steps as they follow you all. And they lead you down to the bottom of the staircase, and before you all is a door. And Khal opens it, and there is the shrine room, like you guys had never left.
Mm-hmm.
And they gesture a little grandiosely at you all to sort of head through the door back into the shrine room and the house, the larger house itself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cyrille walks back into the shrine room.
Riku is very sheepishly walking back into the shrine room.
Diana goes out and also like turns to Khal and just quickly types up, "We're making a nest in quotation marks in the reading nook if you wanted to join us."
Khal isn't so sure on that one, Chief. They sort of give you all a considering look and then gesture loosely at all of the spines and stuff they have coming out of them, and they're like, I'm not exactly the most cuddleable character.
Okay, you can be on one of the outside edges.
I am going to interrupt here by saying that I'm probably going to wander for a bit. So if instead you'd like to join me.
See, it's Diana and Cyrille, you definitely get this. Riku,
Yeah.
you bless your baby heart. You just know for sure that Khal is definitely like looks torn. Cyrille and Diana, Khal probably would take Cyrille up on his offer, except for the fact that Khal is now aware that Cyrille is flirting with them, so now it's like a, do I really?
Diana just like pipes up like, "We can all go together if that will be more comfortable."
No, it's quite alright. I probably should make sure you don't fall down the mountain anyway. Last thing
Riku just buzzing it was back and forth, just like, what is going on?
Cyrille, there's a small yellow exclamation point. That's a thing that can happen?
Yes, I suppose you haven't seen the outside of the house since you all were kind of abducted and yes. Well, as far as I know, I will go with Cyrille, and you both can make a nest, because Diana, if you're using Cyrille's walking stick, I can only presume, you're not feeling well today?
they just kind of like give like a sheepish, like a smile, just like, and just kind of like nod a bit. That very obvious glitching too.
Mm-hmm. And Khal looks down at Riku and sort of, not sort of, they lean over quite a fair amount. And pat Riku on the head and sort of like boop him on the nose with a talon. And they go, "You take care of Diana then, and I'll make sure Cyrille doesn't fall down the mountain and crack his head open."
There's like a very distinct chest puffing up because yes, he can totally take care of Diana.
Oh baby.
And Khal glances at Diana like, "You're gonna keep an eye on Riku, right?"
Diana nods. Diana nods.
Okay, we're splitting the party.
Yep.
We're in the
Hey.
shrine room, thankfully, so we can just Diana and Riku, you guys can head straight to the reading nook, basically, and
Mm-hmm.
the
Mhm.
entrance, the entrance out to the outside of the house is right there as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
who would we like to focus on now, and are we going to follow through with the splitting of the party?
I mean, my suggestion earlier of pointing towards Diana and Riku.
Okay, you guys good
Okay.
with that?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So, Cyrille, I'm going to make the bold assumption of you do something like offer Khal your arm or some shit as you start heading towards the entrance.
Yes.
Khal
And just gives Khal a giant smile.
Oh my god. Khal probably takes it, if only because if Diana has your walking stick, you are more likely to slip and fall on your ass in the ice and snow.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to literally crack your crystal ball head open. And so they exit stage left, and Diana and Riku, you guys head towards the reading nook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you guys just walking quietly? Or is Riku chattering? You
Yeah,
know?
Riku's probably like excitedly chattering about how to build a nest because he has been reminded that, oh yeah, they are building a nest and he's gonna make it extra fluffy and extra comfy and it's gonna be really, really, really great and comfortable and then there's gonna be books and just, yeah, kind of just on and on and on in this fashion.
Diana's just like nodding along to Riku, like very obviously paying attention and very obviously, like you can kind of even see they're kind of like having their fingers like type something as if they were like doing their text box, but you see no text box actually.
They taking notes.
Yes, they are.
So yeah, just Riku's like really excitedly explaining how to make a nest. And like I feel like getting to the shrine room, the not the shrine room, they just left the shrine room, the reading nook, and Riku just kind of I'm gonna have Riku roll investigation to see how many blankets he can find. Oh no, that was a nat one.
The
Oh,
room
no!
is like half blanket, my dude. Do you
I know!
fall? Do you face plant? Do you just eat a pillow? Do you close your eyes?
Riku pulling on the blankets. Where are the blankets?
God.
I don't know how, but like I just feel like he like takes one look at all the blankets and stuff and then just kind of like flops on a pile of blankets already there And then there's just kind of muffled chattering into the blanket. Since he tests how soft they are.
And I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you did.
Diana holds a blanket. Is this a blanket?
Is this a nest?
Is this a nest?
It's the
Gosh.
picture with the guy and the butterfly. Is this a nest?
And that's the kind of also sees Riku face palm into like a blanket, and just like very like carefully trying to pick him up.
Like I feel like as Diana's trying to write Riku, like he just comes back up with a handful of blankets. Found them.
Yeah, just like smiles and nods. And it's just yeah, they're just vibing at this point. I was like, okay, this is what we're doing, okay.
This is my life
nest.
now.
Nest, okay.
You know what should happen?
What?
A skill check to see how good the nest is.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
So first Riku is gonna ask Diana where they want the nest to be because this nest is for them.
Diana just like blinks and like shrugs. Like they type in, I have very little layout of how a nest in quotation marks is built, much less where is an appropriate place for a quotation marks nest.
I mean, do we want to like take it back to your room, or do you want to build it here where there's gonna be more books, or and he just kind of trails off.
You just type up, here is fine.
Okay. And here comes the skill check. Oh, nope. Oh, okay.
I want you specifically, Riku, to
Mhm.
Is Diana helping, first of all?
Diana will attempt to help. Yeah.
Okay.
Even though they got no idea what they're doing.
Diana, you rolled Dex to help.
Okay.
Riku, roll performance. Because
Alright. That was a 19 plus 5, so
Hey.
You are such a show off. You make the best nest.
it's like so fluffy and full of pillows, and like there's like the weave of like many of the blankets like wrapped around the pillows, and then there's pillows on top of the blanket. There's like more blankets on top of the pillows, and then more pillows and more blankets, and suddenly you find that it's full of fluffiness and very cozy. And like Riku just kind of pats the nest, and it's like, Bean could make it better, but I think I did a pretty good job. He did a really good job.
Oh. Diana just like gives like a very nice nod and just like claps. And then they like putting the color stuff a bit to the side in order to clap a bit at Riku's handy work.
He's beaming. And then he just kind of hops in and thump into the nest. Like I feel like it's deep enough that you just barely see the tip of his head with his hair all poking out.
And I guess he tries to contain a laugh and just kind of like looks around as if she's like trying to see if she's being watched or something, just out of habit. And just they kind of put the quarterstaff on like to lean against a wall, and they just kind of just flop. They flop into the nest.
Yes, good. And then I
And
feel
just
like I'm just gonna roll a d10 real quick. Okay, that's a 5. And he kind of pulls out from his hammer space a really pretty blue kind of sea green blanket and just kind of fluff drops it on both of them. So now they're all cozy.
Aww. Diana's just like smiling very much. This is very comfy, very nice. And it's pretty chill compared to everything that's been going on recently.
Yeah. Diana, if you want, you can roll perception really quick.
Sure. Perception. That's a 23.
Okay, with that 23, you can definitely hear the sound of a little rumble churring noise coming from Riku as he just kind of makes himself a little bit more comfortable in the bed into the nest. He is very happy.
Oh, baby. Diana just kind of like turns over to like look at Riku's the general direction. She doesn't know the wonderful art of digging yourself deeper into a nest, so she's not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like looks at Riku and just like with a smile and just types out, "What does one do in a nest rather than lay?"
You basically can get all into the little corners and get real cozy, and it's really nice because you've got all the blankets around you and all the pillows, and it's really nice, and you can get really cozy.
And I just like nods and like tries to like look at the nest and just like eyeing it a bit. Like, how do you even go deeper? It's all just
Fluff.
blankets. It's all just fluff. How do you even go in the fluff?
You just wiggle and go down.
This is this look of like very very specific instructions. Thank you very much. But they type nothing. They type nothing.
Riku does not see this expression. He's too busy in the blanket. He doesn't know
At that
how to
point,
explain it. It's very instinctive. You just burrow.
Diana has never been in a blanket nest before. They don't know how to burrow.
Like you just find where a space where one of the pillows kind of dips, and then you follow the dip, and then you go deeper.
Diana's just has this look of like, I'm not sure if that works for me considering I'm much bigger than Riku.
And he just kind of pokes his head back up, and he's like, I mean, you don't gotta burrow. It's just cozy if you do. And, like you could like lift one of the other blankets and kind of go down and like go underneath the pillows. Like just and, like he just kind of lifts his hand and kind of like mimes kind of a diving motion with his hand. Like
Diana just like
wiggle.
gives just a look, gives a sigh, and looks at the pillows in black and it's like very, very determinedly. And she's gonna attempt to try and burrow inside. I don't know what to roll for this. Maybe Dex?
I think it probably would be Dex. I don't know.
How do you roll the burrow? How do you roll the burrow?
I don't know.
How do you?
Or maybe acrobatics because you're contorting yourself.
Yeah, like athletics or acrobatics probably.
I will take the acrobatics, even though that has no proficiency.
You probably get stuck on the top layer.
Yeah. Diana just like wiggles a little bit in, like not too much, and just like kind of like blinks at Riku. It was like that.
Yeah, you're doing great. You don't gotta go too deep. You can go deeper if you want, but I mean, it's just the blankets and the pillows. You're just all nice and covered, and it's kind of like a weighted blanket, except not because it's pillows and blankets.
Diana gives a nod and like seems a little bit pleased with herself that she was able to burrow.
Alright. Do you guys want to sort of like have them start presumably either continue talking about the fine art of burrowing, or go through presumably Khal's books and stuff, looking for something to read to whatever skill degree both of them have combined. Considering I don't think one of them can read,
Diana can't.
Yeah, there's some complex looking books there, but I'm sure you guys will power through.
If I recall correctly, I think Riku's actually the smartest out of Cyrille, Diana, and Riku.
Considering he has a 15 in his intelligence with a +2 modifier, yeah.
Baby is smart.
Yeah, it's called Riku actually received education. Having to do with the world of Einquell.
Okay.
The world Einquell is in. So you guys can power through. Riku, you can take delight in showing Diana some books and stuff. And Diana, you can improve your knowledge of this strange world.
Yes.
And we can cut over to Khal and Cyrille walking outside in the freezing. It's loosely termed freezing cold. Because points at the title card, you're on the side of a fucking mountain.
And now Cyrille knows it. He goes, and actually stays quiet for a couple of minutes as he's just like looking.
So there is sort of like a stone path that leads down from the entrance, presumably farther and farther down the mountain. You can see after a certain point where the line of trees begins, and there's lots of evergreens and pines and stuff like that. And if you look in one direction, you can see way far off in the distance, there is a small town with a very tall and stormy looking cathedral. And in the other, you can see a town off in the distance, which is nestled right next to a river that seems to run around the mountain range you have found yourself in. You're very high up, and if you hadn't have been passed out and spent however long you've been here accumulating to the altitude, you can only assume you would have had a bit of a head rush trying to make it up here in one go. And it's cold. It's cold enough that there is snow on the ground, and there is snow under your feet, and there are patches of ice here and there. And if you look behind you, you can see the slowly mending broken stained glass window, and how the house itself seems to form right out of the mountain. And all around you, there are the tops of mountains and the very, 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 very large sky.
You know, I've been a lot of places, but I don't think I've quite gotten this kind of view before.
Khal has been looking with you, and they give you a sort of smile, and they're like, this is a very unique place. The mountain itself and also Einquell is rather interesting.
Yeah. I've
Cyrille, you're supposed to be smooth and flirty.
He is. Nobody else is watching. I'm nervous nervous?
Because this is a genuine conversation, Your Honor.
I've been wandering for quite some time in Einquell. Pass along the road and you pass so many different things. So many new sights. Very different from where I come from.
You're from a real kind continent?
Mm-hmm.
What's that like? Being a toon in a very different sort of place.
Well, I traveled. I don't quite remember what it was like at home. But traveling, people stare a lot. Some others believe that I'm supposed to be some sort of funny comic relief. And sometimes I play that role.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed quite a bit of people enjoy that sort of mood around here, but I I am hardly exactly one who can point fingers and say, yes, you should act this way, because that is exactly how your race should act. You don't remember, though?
Nope. He lifts his hand and taps on his crystal ball head. Little empty.
Well, it's a lovely... It's rather shiny, at least.
Well, I like to keep it nice. So, let's see, that was a 16.
What is that?
Yep. His head is definitely rather empty and he's telling the truth.
Uh-huh. You know what? Khal is probably not gonna pry, considering a few things.
Prying opens up prying in the other direction too, so.
Yep. And you guys already figured out a big secret of Khal's, though none of you know the context. Hee hoo hoo. Let's see.
I just. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say that I realized that Cyrille's actually lying right there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause yeah, he's lying.
Mm-hmm. Me lovingly as the DM. Don't worry, I'll find a way to twist this knife later. Khal is definitely indulging the, you know what, it's none of my business. They do, however, sort of give Cyrille a side glance and like, well, I certainly traveled a fair number of places, and, you know, like I said inside, they're not always very friendly, but I've certainly seen a fair bit, met a fair number of people, you know, this and that.
It's the odd ones that seem to be friendly.
Now,
I
I
gotta-
will...
Oh, what will you say?
No, you go first.
Yeah, Cyrille, in the small, there's a small silence, and then he's going to say, you know, I got a rather strange reading for today. For my deck.
The deck you're looking for, that, was unhelpfully misplaced the other day.
And he reaches up and grasps the bag it's in. Don't often get, let's see, the Queen of Wands in the opposition position.
I'm gonna have Khal, what the hell should I roll to have Khal know anything about Taraka?
Roll history?
Cool.
Just roll
'cause
history.
Me, myself, I know nothing about this.
I have it written down, so I can
Thank
tell you,
God.
because I actually
It's an
used a
18.
generator for this.
Amazing. I knew, like, the second you, like, started, like, bringing up details, I was like, oh, you actually, like, did research for this, huh?
Yeah. So the Queen of Wands is, what it usually represents in the upright position is a positive and uplifting energy. It usually represents someone who's willing to be by your side and stand up for you. And that's at the opposition, meaning that's the enemy.
Khal is just, like, they probably know some about this sort of thing, but it's also, like, the vibe of they probably, like, don't tend to lovingly holds up Khal. They take the idea of sort of fated stuff and gods and, you know, everything very loosely.
You can ask Cyrille because he's
Yeah,
more
they
than
were gonna
happy to.
ask. They're just like, that. What exactly do you take away from that then?
That's what I was trying to figure out. As, well, the other positions, the Nine of Wands is the present, the Seven of Cups is the past, the Five of Pentacles is the future, and the friends and allies being filled by the Eight of Cups. Something I all expected. But to have the Queen of Wands be my opposition for the future is rather unsettling. And I don't quite know what it might mean.
Well, I am not exactly one who reads the stars or cards, nor do I invest a lot of peace of mind in it. But if it eases your mind any, well, the three of you are under my house's banner. Any problems that arise, I will be at the ready to help you take care of them.
Thank you. There's this. His eyes are there, but they're just kind of loose and wide circles. And he's just kind of looking over the edge. He didn't Well, he didn't actually want to go for a walk outside. He did want to walk around the house itself.
Mm-hmm. It's a little hard. I will admit.
And he's quiet for a moment before he said, seems to be a little hard to go for a walk out here. Why don't we go back inside?
Yeah, I was waiting to see how long it would take you to notice.
I just really did not feel like going to sit down again.
That's understandable and quite alright. After you.
Turn around, go back into the shrine room.
Yay, you're no longer out in the cold.
Yay. I don't know if Cyrille's even really affected by the cold. That's a question for research later.
Alright. Because Khal is sort of willing to, if Cyrille wants to just straight up take a walk around the house before meeting up with the others, Khal will humor him.
Yes, please.
So he really does just like start like going on a walk. Okay.
Hopefully to places that he hasn't been yet.
Do you want to go somewhere you haven't been yet?
Yes.
The others are just chilling in the fucking reading room, and Cyrille's like, I want to get lost. I want to get lost. I want to get lost.
We're just vibing here.
Just sitting here. Goodness gracious.
Sitting.
Cyrille had a too real conversation outside. Now just wants to get lost.
Amazing. Okay. Are you guys good just chilling, I guess? Because I pinned us in for
I'm
another
fine with
half
it.
an hour.
I'm fine with it.
Lost. Okay. So, okay. Khal takes you wanting to take a walk as a bit of a, alright, we're going on a walk, let's go on a walk. And, they lead you up from the shrine room up the stairs to the room you guys had woken up in. And they walk you all the way to the back wall, and you watch as a door appears. And they look at you, and they put, like, a finger to their snout, and they're like, let's keep this one quiet, why don't we?
So Cyrille, like, two things. Cyrille, it seems like a zipper appears, and Cyrille zips up the zipper and gives a wink.
Amazing. Khal sort of gives a grin at that, and you watch them open the door, and there is another room here. It's smaller, and it opens, like, it's almost like a room that has a hallway running through it. So it's like, there's stuff along the walls, but it's more like things you would need in order to leave. Like, there's gear for climbing down the mountain, or, you know, like ice picks, stuff like that. Spare supplies. And Khal walks you down this hallway, and if you look at the map, there is a magenta circle in that little alcove. And that alcove is interesting because as they lead you to it, there's railing around the entirety of the alcove. And they lead you over to where on the map it's a little circle. And they gesture at it. And you realize it is another staircase. And it goes down.
Cyril's gonna smile and walk forward and place his hand on the rail and very carefully start walking down.
It's a spiral staircase like the other one. And it goes down, 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 down. And you reach a room. And unlike the house, this is an odd room. Because it's not so much a room as it is a cave formation of some sort. And it's rather large. And let me get you a nice little glimpse of it. Come on, you can do it, computer. It's big. Like, that's your first indication. It is about as big as the shrine room, if not larger and wider. And that green arrow is the staircase you have essentially descended down. And you can see to your left there is a natural sort of path in the cave walls. And Khal comes down behind you. And they're like, I was sort of thinking that the house would lead you down this way because it's a little more out of the way and has more useful things for you all to get into. But I might as well show you, so that way perhaps next time you can show the others.
Certainly.
And do you walk and investigate the room? What
Yes.
do you do? Okay.
Gonna investigate the room with my -1. Yes, 5.
It is a large cave room. There are parts of it that are higher in level and lower than level. It's not a uniformly flat floor. There are sort of... It's not cold down here. And the air smells strange. Not like something bad, but definitely a hot, wet mineral smell. And I'll give this to you because I'm nice. Parts of the walls seem to be wet. Like, there are stalagmites and stalactites, most of them cleared away, but you can definitely sort of tell how they would have been formed. And Khal looks very at ease.
Still just touch the wet with his glove.
You can sort of tell because you're touching. It's water.
Yep.
It's water, baby. And Khal starts heading down the hallway, and they gesture for you to follow.
And Cyrille takes a moment to notice, but does actually very distracted.
And so Khal leads you down this hallway, and the wet, hot mineral smell grows and grows and grows until it opens up. And unlike that room, this room is completely tiled. And it is a bathroom. Like, the edges are raised like bench seating, but you can see it dips, and it is essentially a large flat. The whole room is essentially a bathtub. or like a sauna.
Bathhouse room.
Bathhouse room. And the water does rise. Like, it, after you enter the room, if you enter the room or you just stand in the doorway, it easily reaches up to your ankle in the initial part, and Khal steps into the water, and they're just like, they got their feet in it. And they gesture to the tiled room, and it's lit somehow. Don't question it.
I mean, Cyrille's gonna roll off of this is Toon logic because we're in Einquell.
Mm-hmm. Also, magic glowy stones. I can do it. I can make this true.
Yeah.
It's the room has a nice glow to it, and it gives a cool effect. Makes everything look cool, and like makes the water move across the walls and reflect up onto the walls, almost like you're underwater. And Khal gestures to the room, and to the right on the wall you can see another staircase, but you can't see where it goes. And they say, this is a underneath the mountain, in the heart of the mountain, that is hot springs. And I have been very fortunate and lucky enough to gain access to it for my own personal use. You know, the others, as long as you don't track anything rather nasty, and are free to use it as well.
So as you look back at Cyrille to say that, there are formations of hearts throughout his smoke, and he's like, oh, I haven't been to a hot spring since. Kind of trails off, thinking.
A while.
It takes a little bit. I'm gonna roll history.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, buddy. Since I can't quite remember.
Khal actually like reaches out and offers him their arm, and they're like, well, if nothing else, if the others are taking a minute to rest upstairs, at the very least you can come soak your feet.
Cyrille, there's a as the hearts disappear and his eyes reappear, and they move up and down, and he takes their hand, but first takes a moment to take off their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cyrille's been wearing... Oh wow, I've been using they for him. Doesn't matter, I guess it's both ways. Cyrille has been wearing his shoes throughout this entire thing. And often wears his shoes. Another fun fact about him. So he takes them off, and it seems like the smoke in his ankles just ends.
Mm-hmm.
And the shoes disappear as he tosses them behind him into his cloak.
Mm-hmm. Khal, I'm guessing he takes their hand and stuff. And Khal sort of...
He kind of was holding their hand and kind of leaning on them as he was taking off his shoes.
Khal kind of leads Cyrille over to like a little further in, so it's like, it's not super high, but it's like, it's a place to sit against the wall, but that isn't right in the doorway. And they sort of gesture at the bench, and then they carefully like plop down on it as well, careful of like their tail and their wings and stuff, and kind of just sit and kick their feet a little in the water.
Yeah, so I imagine they're walking through the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the water seems to like part and ripple around where Cyril's feet should be.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get to the bench, Cyril turns around and makes, old man noises as he sits down. And just kind of goes as he rests against the wall.
Mm-hmm. Khal sort of gives it a minute and then gestures loosely at the staircase. And they're like, the rest of the cave system is accessible. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you go too far in on your own, especially even with the others. Honestly, it's not all of the mountain is the house, and not all of the house is necessarily my domain. The master of the mountain is very kind, but also the Fae are fickle beasts.
I'm gonna roll Arcana to see if Cyril knows anything about the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, likely not, but... Oh!
Mm-hmm.
That's 17 plus 2, that's a 19!
Mm-hmm. So you sort of can gather that Khal is referring to sometimes there are places, especially older places, or places that have a lot of magic or magic runoff that have Fae who gather there or choose it as sort of like this is where they make their home. And as you are sitting in this water, you realize it's not exactly like normal water. It's certainly definitely hot spring mineral water, but the air has a sort of smell or tinge to it, like thick and heaty, like something before a storm. And it's definitely the scent of magic. And you have a feeling that the strangeness of the house and this entire place seems to be attributed to not just whatever is up with Khal, but also, again, more Fae machinations.
So the specific question, the water that Cyril's feet are in, is magical.
Yeah, something like that. My brain is like, the fairy fountains in Legend of Zelda? It's sort of like that vibe, honestly.
So as they're sitting there, something strange that happens, but it looks like suddenly Cyril has feet and toes, all made out of glass, filled with very thin smoke.
Mm-hmm. Does Cyril react?
Cyril looks down and goes,
Khal just, looks at, Cyril's head, looks at Cyril's feet, sort of back and forth, and like, is that not normal?
And he lifts his foot up out of the water, and as the water dribbles off, the foot slowly becomes invisible again.
Khal kind of cocks their head, and their eyes sort of go to slits, and they look at Cyril for a moment, and they're like, is that something to be concerned about?
Well, he puts the foot back in and it slowly becomes visible again. Not if I, take care of it. Which And he rolls his fingers with his gloves on. These help me do.
Well, I suppose this is fortuitous then. Perhaps you definitely should make use of this place if it helps you then.
There's just a very just contemplative silence as he's thinking. Because also I don't know what to say.
Well, we have hit just about time. So, unless anyone really wants to do anything at the moment, I can give us a nice little wrap up. Does Riku or Diana have anything they in particular want to do?
Not really for Riku.
Actually, I just want to do one little thing. Hold on.
Go for it.
Yay! Riku, at some point you see Diana kind of like pull out this weird, like flat thingy. You're not sure what it is. Kind of like an L shape metal thing. And she kind of like taps on it and it flickers into blue. And for a moment you see her kind of holding it out and clicks it and there's a clicking sound. And she smiles and just looks at Riku and like kind of like offers a hand, just like as if to like gesture like Riku to kind of like hug kind of way.
They're asking for a hug?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely comes over and gives them a hug.
And Diana kind of like, since she's using hands, she can't really type. Just like kind of like motions towards the kind of like the blue screen, and you see there's like a miniature version of them in it, as if it was like a phone.
Riku's eyes go wide, and he's just like, "What?"
She taps it again, and it's like another clicking sound, and she brings it closer to Riku and kind of does like a little like some taps into it, and then there's a like kind of a holographic like picture of them both.
Okay, yeah, Sammy, Riku has no idea what this is.
Gosh.
He's just like, "What? Pictures? How? Huh?"
She's they just smile and just said and just types in it's a photo.
Like a painting? It looks
not.
familiar, but it doesn't look familiar. What? And he just kind of confused, like he kind of like, "Huh? I didn't expect something from my dreams to pop out. It's not exactly like the dream. It's just." He's gonna reach out to kind of poke.
It kind of like if as you poke it flickers out, like you pokes right through it. It just kind of has like a little like the hologram is trying to like not avoid you basically.
And she's kind of like, "Huh? Yeah, no. Pictures are supposed to be on paper."
They can be like this too.
Cool. And his eyes are very sparkly again.
They smile and they kind of like put the hologram, like the bigger version of the hologram of the photo down into the smaller blue screen and kind of like put the phone close to them as they kind of like tap into it a few times, and then now we just put it away. And yeah, that's what they do.
Cool. And so, if it is alright with everyone, I figure what happens more or less is Khal and Cyrille spend some time down in the bathing hot springs room and eventually head back up and head back to the others. And it's a nice sort of quiet day. Everyone knows a little bit more about each other, more or less. And
Mm-hmm.
there's some hints of what may come. And
Yep.
with all of those wonderful cliffhangers and OOs, and the fact you guys found out about my cool secret thing because you guys were nosy. Lovingly, hell yeah. We will end it here for today.
Yee.
Thank you.
This was so
Thank
fun.
This is a delight. This was really fun.
For anyone who actually listens, I don't know if there were people listening
Who knows?
in the future.
It's gonna be amazing. All right,
Yes.
everyone say bye, and we will see you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.